Hello, this is RSCKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, so just going over one video. I know I haven't done some Android casts and just sharing my opinions on things for a little bit, so just trying to make up for that and do some of these videos now. And that was one that I came across a couple days ago, and it really has just annoyed me. Now, for those of you who stay current on, trends and sales and everything like that, you would know that Android and Samsung have been dominating the market. Android is over 50% like everywhere now, basically including the US. And it really has just been dominating. And this is from, reputable statistical databases like ComScore and Nielsen ratings and everything like that. The Android it is dominating. There's no way around it that it is dominating. And Apple has either gone down on some statistics, so either gone down or basically stayed the same or gone up like anywhere from 3 to 5%, depending on which statistic for which category. So one thing that shocked a lot of people was 5 days ago, this no-name company, Kantar, basically released their own data showing iOS basically not only at the top, but even outselling Android. And everyone kind of called a foul on this, kind of like, wait, where is your backing? Where is everything like that? I'm one of those people that went to their website and they didn't even go into depth about how they got their analysis, how it seems so weird. And they were making it seem like the iPhone 5 was the reason for this all. And everyone was kind of like, this doesn't make sense because the same statistic there was like Nielsen statistics like literally not even a week before those that showed the exact opposite, and there was ComScore that went out like a week and a half to 2 weeks before that, and everything is showing that Android's dominating and Samsung is the leader, and not only feature phones but smartphones, and by far. And then these statistics come out like, oh, the iPhone 5. So what a lot of people are saying is that basically what I'm saying, and that is that Apple seems to be paying some people off. And I know, because I know I'm gonna get a bunch of like iOS fanboys saying like, no, that's not true and everything like that. Look, facts are facts, and reputable statistics that are trusted worldwide have said the exact opposite of this company. So it's kind of like either someone's off, and if someone's off, you have to trust a more reputable one. That just makes more sense. So it's really interesting, and I think it really is. I really do think it's Apple trying to influence. Apple definitely, and I'll tell you because I know of one source where this was actually true. I never like to call out any other company or anything like that on receiving it, but I know one of the top. I know a person that works for one of these main tech websites. I'll just say a couple, like TechCrunch, Mashable, Engadget, and all these other ones. And they might have been influenced. Let me put it that way. They might have been influenced to give the iPhone 5 a better rating when it came out. And I've seen a lot of these things where it's kind of like these companies are being manipulated a bit to make sure that Apple looks good. Now, Apple's always been great at marketing and great at PR. I mean, if you look really into Apple's court cases, losses, and how many things they've lost as of late, you'd be shocked because Apple doesn't let that kind of stuff get out really because of their public relations being so good. Most people don't even know a half the history that Apple had in terms of court cases, lawsuits, even with their marketing campaigns, everything like that. I studied them extensively, so I know all those kind of things. But so it's really interesting that this has happened, and it's kind of like, wait. I mean, for Apple to take 53% is just unheard of, especially since it just doesn't make sense. Android is on decline, and if anything, from seeing sales and just asking, when I go into stores to, just visit and shop, I'm kind of just seeing that the exact opposite is true, that iPhones haven't been selling as much as they used to. So it's kind of like, well, who's telling the truth here? I mean, and I live in one of Apple's top selling locations. It's always one or two, and that's Los Angeles, which Apple's always named one or two in terms of the U.S. in terms of sales, which is what the statistic went towards. And it seemed like they kind of like made it seem like, oh, but it's okay because Android's still winning in the UK. And it's like, who are you guys, first of all? I mean, like, everyone was kind of like, who is this company? And it's just, it really discredits them, and it really just makes them look foolish, because any other statistical analysis will show this is completely and utterly wrong. So it's just something I had to discuss with you guys. Like, it seems like pure BS. The iPhone 5 demand has not been that good, and it seems like the iPhone 5 has just been like, trying to, oh no, sales are okay, sales are really okay, they're fine, they're fine. It just seems like more PR from Apple, and they're really good at this. They're really good at this. I like to call Apple out on their BS though, because they often have a lot of BS going around. And they are falling off. I don't care what fanboy tells you, Apple has fallen off. To go to almost $200 down on your stock in the span of 3 months is no laughing matter. That's really bad for any company. And the fact that Google's still above 700 and Apple is now towards the lower 500s is showing you whose real figures are tying into real statistics. So it's really been bad for Apple. And I told this in another video why Apple is falling and why they'll continue to fall. They just don't have the capability right now. And it's not that they don't have the money. Of course they have the money, and of course they can hire people from R&D and everything like that. They don't have the marketing, and their business strategy sucks right now. The iPad mini was one of the worst investments they could have made, and it's showing because the real sales data is starting to come in, and it's not looking like it's anywhere near the projected what they projected. They're going about, I think they projected about 12 million, and they might only have 8. They're blaming it on the panels, but really the demand should have been doubled so that they wouldn't lose money, but they just cut into their own profit margin. Everyone that would have bought an iPad bought an iPad mini instead, and that cuts their profit margin in half, actually more than half, because they don't get as nearly as much profit. So they're not getting as much money as they used to, and although they have a lot of money, Apple likes to not use their money. They like to be, oh, we're the most, liquid fund company out there. They like to claim they like to make those kind of claims. And the truth is that, Apple doesn't make any of their products. All of their products are made overseas. Even the factories that are made here aren't really run by them. So it's really kind of like, they don't make any, like, if they were to own factories like Sony, like LG, like Sharp, like Samsung, like these companies, then they wouldn't have as much liquid, of course, but then they could always meet demand. One of the reasons I feel that companies like Samsung far outsell other companies is because they make their own products. So does Asus. That's why Asus can usually meet demand for any kind of tablets they release. Just because if you make your own products, you don't have to wait on someone else. Apple always has to wait on Foxconn, and they just don't have the means to supply the numbers they need to anymore, whereas other companies do and oversee those numbers. So it's really interesting on why things have happened to this company, but I just thought this was really BS. And you can check it out. How you spell the company is Kantar, Kantar, or Kantar, whatever you want to call it. And the article's been looped around in a lot of different areas. But yeah, everyone's just calling foul on it kind of because it does not seem credible at all. And Apple's just not doing that good anymore. I mean, I think on the 24th, just looking at this article, they were at 520 and they've been going like from 520 to 510 for the most part for the past week because their iPhone 5 sales in China were very lackluster, only like 2 million sold. So really, really poor. They keep missing all of their expected sales, so not looking too good for Apple. And I say this just because it's honest. I mean, real facts don't lie, but fake facts do lie. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I mean, should we even consider this company to be true on their data, or should we just call it kind of like foul, like most places are, and just say it's kind of like, where do you get this? And everyone is saying this because, Nielsen and ComScore just came out like literally weeks before this, and they're like the exact opposite of this. Like this data is completely reverse of it. So it's like, let's see, who should we trust? So yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and yeah, I don't think iPhone's selling that well, and their sales are showing it. All right, let me know if you have any questions. This has been RCKY, the Android guy.